A pleasure to meet all at last, and welcome back to Super Foam Flying. And so, let's just say that when it comes to video game adaptations towards a Nerf blaster lineup, let's just point out, are we expecting more atrocities to take place? Because I feel like that I've seen so many video game adaptations that it's just beginning to get absolutely terrible. And I mean, who would have actually thought that it would be a good idea to start turning video games into real life dart guns? Because maybe someday, some people might actually look on it and think that it might be a good idea to go ahead and take even the worst concepts about it and turn them into big piles of plastic. And so in this case, I'm proud to present a free gift from Amazon.com. And I mean it. This thing actually was brand new when I got this. A free gift from Amazon. They literally sent me this thing, and I didn't even have to buy it. Not for 1 penny. So, I'm more than sure there's a reason for this, though. So, here's the real deal. This is the Halo Mangler, based off of the iconic blaster that had been used a lot throughout the games. But the Mangler itself, apart from being a strange looking hunk of plastic, red, gray, and orange all over, with some accenting and all that, it unfortunately falls flat in a lot of ways. And I mean, I'm not surprised at this point. The good majority of 2021 blasters have shown to be terrible. And I've talked a lot about various 2021 releases out there, from the Alpha Strike Uinta, when it got itself an American release in January 2021. And then I've talked about the Dino Squad blasters, although somehow they actually turn out to be good in their own right. And we also can't forget about the fact that Nerf had been continuously putting up a bit of a trendy topic. When they started in 2020 by giving us hammer shot reskins like the Splatter here, and then in 2021, as you can see right here, this is the Transcender, a red and gray variation / color of the Disruptor. So, in 2020 they came out with a hammer shot trio reskin, then a reskin trio of the Disruptor in 2021. In 2022, they also did the Chronos. And from that point on up until now, they've been doing just that. But let me just say that it's starting to get really weird. Almost to the point where you might actually wonder, what could they possibly be doing out there? Hasbro headquarters. What is going on here? You turned the Mangler into an actual dart blaster, and I mean, then again, Amazon gave this to me for free. What do I have to expect? But that's not really the point here. The point is, actually there's a lot of points here that I want to make, because first of all, these weird side plastic pieces that you can see right here are what formed the drum, which was in fact usable throughout the game. Unfortunately, you could say that in this case, it's just kind of awkward to try and get this thing to come apart where you need it the most, because after all, you didn't need these things to open up just so you can gain access to the 6-dart cylinder that is inside. So, it gets a little frustrating. So there you go. I got this thing to open up, as you can see. It has a 6-dart cylinder that can fit 6 exclusive Halo color-coded darts in the dark gray and red that'll match up with the color scheme of this blaster. And another thing about it is just, well, the overall look of it. Kind of an ugly piece if you ask me. Like, what is the point of these giant orange flaps that come on the side like this? It literally looks like a giant pitchfork, or even like a tuning fork when you look at it from a certain angle. So, yeah, unfortunately it does not sound like a tuning fork because it's not. And the next thing, the way you hold on to this is almost awkward, because this, I mean, I really hate it when the pinky just bunches up like that and then of course gets frictioned to the point where it starts to rub onto the other fingers. It's just not good at all. One other thing as well, this is probably one of the only Halo blasters that has a tactical rail, and we only get one tactical rail. At least it's not on the bottom where the handguard is, because that would have been really weird. On the top, I mean, you could put whatever you like on it. A reticle, or a red dot sight, or a dart storage holder, or etc. I mean, who even knows? But then, of course, let's get on to another aspect about it that's bad. The priming. You simply pull on this piece, which is very similar to that of the shape of what the Ultra 4's prime is. But, however, because of how small in size these little bits are back here, it's not very easy to grip onto. Thankfully, of course, the draw is not that heavy, so you can really expect to make it kind of easy. But you have to have a good grip on it first before you can pull it. Otherwise, if you get a little Schwarzenegger-y, well, at least in this case, I got it to prime all the way so that way it can fire properly. But you have to have a good grip on it before you can even consider priming it and then firing. So, at least when it comes to its overall functionality, the prime is certainly not at a point where it could probably be optimal, but yet it does work just the way you might expect it to for a Rev blaster like the Disruptor, Maverick, and Strongarm. So, at least it got that part right. But the looks of it, the ergonomics of it, the usage of a tactical rail only on the top, and then of course just for the fact it's based off of the Halo Mangler. Not to mention these little plastic pieces which come unassembled when you first get the blaster itself, brand new especially, like I did with mine. As you can see, they do detach, but certainly not easily enough. So, in any case, that's just pretty much all I have to say about this blaster entirely. And with that in mind, I'm now very thankful that I got this one over and done with. And more importantly, I'm just rather happy that I don't have to talk about it again. Because I did it once, briefly, in Distance Gauge Part 2 in 2023. And of course, I did make a bit of a cameo of it in Nerf Secrets Revealed Aftersawed Part 2 in 2024. So, here is a time where I can finally say, no more to the Halo Mangler. Probably one of the worst I've ever seen in my life. So, at least it's not the Needler, or the Uinta, or even the Quadfire. I mean, you got lots of cases out there that bad blasters are everywhere. And you just can't really avoid them most of the time. So, in any case, if you want to see more go down on my channel, then make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.